just returned from Israel a couple days ago, and I want to share very briefly some thoughts about what has happened. Since October 7th, we visited a kibbutz right near the Gaza border, a community where children were playing, where they were eating and learning, and they were growing food, and we saw the houses, the ruins that were left over from the bombings. When you walk into a home and it's been completely blown out, and there's rubble that sits right next to a pink shoe with a bow on top, next to burned pages of books. This reminded me of a Chernobyl-like scene where there used to be children playing on these playgrounds. There used to be people that lived in this community. That's no longer here. And that's happened all throughout this region in Israel. They're under constant threat not only from Hamas on the Gaza Strip, but also in the north with Hezbollah. And so this country is going through a very dramatic time right now because every single person has a connection to somebody who is a hostage, somebody who lost their lives, somebody who is now currently serving in the IDF, protecting their homeland. And I think it's really important to remember that as we look at this region and what they're going through, that they really need us to stand with them. That is so critical for them right now as they go through this grieving process, and also as they go about the business of putting their country back together. Biden called for a ceasefire to allow for aid into Gaza. This is the wrong approach, and here's why. We have seen time and time again that when the Palestinians and Hamas are given resources, that they don't use them to build children's centers or parks or schools. They use them to build tunnels, to purchase weapons, to attack. We know that any aid that is sent is oftentimes looted and raided by Hamas. It makes no sense to do a ceasefire to enable Hamas to have a little bit of breathing room. We need to have zero daylight between us and Israel right now as they go through this process, and the administration is constantly changing their position, which I think is not only wrong for Israel, it's wrong for the country and for all Americans.